We really need to do something about lighting at night. Maybe like motion detector lights or something like that, so that people can get to their vehicles safely, especially in winter.
Yeah, I apologize, because there's a timer on the other building over there, and I had that turned on for about a half an hour when I left to call it a day, and I know you'd had a long day.
Yeah. Well, the light was on in the front of the building,
right?
But where I was parked, I didn't have any light. So okay. Maybe, you know, 4 corners of the building could have motion detectors or something.
They have lights. I guess I turned those others off because they had been on all evening.
Yeah.
And it's I can do better.
Not having to worry about turning the lights on and off with something like a motion detector, though, we
have timers.
Yeah, but the point is,
yeah.
you wouldn't have to worry about that. You
right.
have a motion detector.
If you have the circuits there already,
but
you're almost done, right?
There goes our budget for next year. No.
Possibly.
That's a good.
No, we'll look into it.
Yes.
They're not that expensive.
No. And if the circuit's there.
Yeah.
It is.
I know where there's an electrician.
Who hates motion lights?
Well, maybe that's a better idea.
They can be faulty.
Yes.
But
Yes.
the electrician could give you more of a official feedback than I. But they are, I mean, they're a benefit, but they're,
Ernie?
with that comes struggles.
Yes.
Yeah, and the issue with motion lights might be the neighbors. We do have to consider the neighbors in this building. So we had discussions about that at one point, even with the timers.
Yeah.
So.
Good point.
We'll look into it. Thank you. It's good input, and it is very dark back there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cliff.
Any other public comments? Do you have copies of the minutes to pass out? Just to see if you have any questions.
Copies of the minutes?
For the minutes. Or
You leaving, Frank?
Yep.
Have a good night.
you
Thanks for
change-
coming.
Change the last one. We're up to the minutes for December 28th.
Yeah.
Make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Treasurer's report.
Hi. Did the budget. I do have some bills. That one's up for debate, what I dated, but the others are actually for last year, and this finishes up, to the best of my knowledge, the bills that are for last year. The tree cutting is in here. So
Is it too late to post them on last year's? Speaking of the treasurer, I got a nice little email from our past treasurer. And apparently he has so graciously allowed us to use his credit card again to pay for our update on QuickBooks.
3 years.
3 years.
So the problem is, they don't think so, because I got the alert saying it's not paid.
Oh.
This credit card's so good.
So I'll have to check into it, because I do have the notice saying it's a new year and you haven't paid. Your credit card's no longer good.
Concerning replacement of Article 2.
I didn't know what that was for. I'm assuming like
That
a
is planning
supervisor.
board.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Okay. Could you write planning board on it for me, Bill?
That would be the hearing
I
that
was
they
hoping
just
someone would.
held 2 days ago,
Thank you.
which is not going to be a warrant article.
Is not or it is?
Is not. It was decided by the planning board to not move it forward. It still needed more work. And they will look at it in the coming year.
So as of January 1st, I'll give you other news. As of January 1st, all deposits are now being made at Meredith Village Savings Bank. We did not have deposit tickets before the end of the year, and so the money from the December property taxes that were paid are sitting in TD Bank.
And I thought we found a whirlwind of cash.
Silly you. I will be writing checks probably with this batch to start moving that money out of there, and expect that by the end of January we will no longer be using TD Bank. I will be writing these checks, and depending on tomorrow's weather, we'll get them here. And
Just another lovely day in New England.
I know
This is just they're coming in for,
that was
That was their service.
Service.
That's when they came in and fixed it.
fix what, the
thermostat.
thermostat, and it took $132 to fix the thermostat.
That's cheap. We got off.
They put in a brand new
Oh,
one.
wait, that's for the new one? That's the parts as well?
That's the brand new, that's the parts as well as the visit.
Okay.
And we finally have control of the temperature in the townhouse.
And that's the. And I will be finishing this up and then working on 1099s and W-2s.
It's the season.
Tis the
This also
season.
includes, they inspected our oil tank, it was good, and
There was no charge to inspect that. You should not.
Mary Lou, who is this one for?
That is for the
supervisors of
elections.
the checklist.
Elections. Checklist, got it.
And I think that's it for me. Oh, I did announce we got the 31,000 from the state on the 29th. So. All
We-
the money is approved.
We always get it on the last 1 or 2 days of the year. We never know what it's gonna be.
Trustees of the trust funds transferred all the monies over?
Transferred all the monies over, and
And
they
we
are sitting
transferred all
in
of that?
Meredith Village
Okay.
Savings Bank.
Excellent. Town clerk, hang on. What did I do with all that? I had something I was gonna talk about here. Let's see if I've got it. Anyway, I was just gonna comment that it was a long day for the election officials. We had about a 54% turnout.
268 voters.
86% Republican and 14% Democrats.
40 Democrats, 228 Republicans.
Okay.
And the election results are posted on the website under the moderator page. There's a link from the main page.
Thank
To
you.
get there.
That's a first for us that quickly, I know.
I was trying to be quicker, but I had a problem with permissions.
No!
Maybe we can solve that.
I thought I'd authorize that. Okay. Administrative assistant. Assessor clerk.
Yep.
Ag commission.
No.
Cable committee, Bill.
We're going to meet on Tuesday. Public welcome, of course, here at 6:30. We're going to review where we're at, status, reorganize, that type of thing.
And you've sent a letter to Time Warner asking them for a map of the town.
I asked them 2 months ago, I never got it, which is typical for Time Warner, so I just sent them a new update, a new thing today as a selectman, cable committee member, asking them for the map, where is it? And they also invited them to the meeting if they'd like to come, which I doubt they will, but since the guy from down at the Trust in the Dump can't come and just tell us where the lines are. And I also asked them about a contract. As far as the committee's concerned, we don't have a contract. I'm curious as to what they think, so I put a comment in. What is your status as far as our contract? Because we never signed a new one.
I think there was a clause in the old one that said it would roll over.
I think we,
But I think it only had it had a specific time frame.
yeah, there was something, I'm not
So
sure
it
that
would
it
roll
canceled.
over for so many years, and it's been rolling over for quite a few years now.
We have made incremental progress, though.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely, yeah.
Cemetery trustees.
Yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about the couple of things that have been happening. Of course, the trees, the 2 maple trees in the cemetery are now removed. I hope that that meets the needs and satisfies people concerned regarding that. You probably are looking at the stumps, the base of those trees. We were faced with the issue of bringing machinery into that one base of the tree, and that, of course, brings machinery on hollowed ground. And then there was the other stump with the stone wall. That was issues there that would have had been taken back and would have cost more money. So right now the stumps are there, so perhaps we can come up with some creative solution as to how. Yes.
You kind of hollow them out to a bowl shape so they collect water and become bird baths.
Plant flowers.
Have flowers in them.
Geraniums will look beautiful.
Yep.
Okay, these are some ideas. Perhaps we can work.
And it doesn't cost nearly as much as it does to bring the equipment in and try to grind them up or get rid of them.
How do you do this process?
What's that?
How do
Well,
you
for
do
the bowl, you could do that with a chainsaw.
Yeah, just
Oh,
chainsaw.
chainsaw out of a square, okay.
Thank you for the wood chip, sort of,
Wood chips.
that we got for the round of the tree. It's gorgeous. It really is nice.
Oh, that slab?
Yeah, the slab thing.
That was Bill Nelson's.
I know, but it was cool.
Let's check in.
And it's huge.
And it was picked up today to be sanded down and fixed up
Cool.
By Tom.
by Tom.
Give Tom.
Oh,
And we need to give
Multitask.
Tom and Brad some thank yous for cleaning up the leftover wood that was laying up over there. I saw some of the big chunks that they were manhandling, and if they weren't sore at the end of the day, they ought to have been.
We were.
There's some big pieces of wood that came out of there.
Yeah, it was my next thing. I'm sorry that Brad left because I wanted to really thank him. I called, telephoned him. I said, thank you so much for getting that out of the way so the snowplow wouldn't be an issue with the snowplows. And you're right, that was what I was going to say. It was really appreciated them taking those big chunks. Now, in regards to those big chunks, there was some wants by some people of maybe cutting more slabs out of those trees. And Brad still has those, so if we could find a saw with a long enough bar, we could cut those to satisfy the wants of some people. But again, Brad has those, so we'd have to contact him. And then, and this was brought up too, Tom took it on himself to take that slab and take it over to his house. I guess he's going to sand it and coat it. And thank you.
yes.
When I bring it back, someone's got to count the rings.
Yeah,
Then we can work the town history back.
we
What do you
will.
want to do with it?
That's gonna be neat. Excellent suggestion.
Yeah.
So one more thing we need to do with that gate. It was originally planned to spend $1,700.
That's nice, he said.
But now it's down to 7 because the RSA tells us we need a gate on that cemetery, so this is our next idea. And the last thing I want to say is if anybody has any creative ideas on how we can get more land, if you have suggestions, let us know. Maybe we could, if somebody wants to donate land, maybe they could get a tax break. This is just brainstorming, but if anybody has an idea, we'd love to hear it. And that's about it.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
The road agent isn't here. He's, you know, we have this liquid that we can spray. He says tonight is the ideal condition for the use of this product. And he's actually going to be out later this evening spraying it on all the town roads and getting ready for the snowstorm. He also
Hate to
did.
hit my mailbox.
Where's Ray when you need him?
Yeah, we're ready. They're sleeping, getting ready. They're prepping.
And he also put some coal patch down today in a few places. They had some coal patch, and so they